Hey everybody, I'm back with another process video. It's been a few days, so I'm finally back to it. Actually, this layout I made as a guest designer for Coco Daisy for the month of June. So it's been a few weeks since I've made this particular layout. I'm showing you some of the goodies. Now, this one was a little bit tough to get together, mainly because I was only sent so many goodies. There were some issues with a manufacturer and getting some elements, and so I just used whatever they sent me and tried to make it work. So there's going to be a lot of layering of pattern papers and embellishments. You can see that I cut out some cut aparts, or I printed out some cut aparts and that type of thing. Here's the photo that I'm scrapbooking, and there is a really nice story that goes behind this, which I'll tell you here in just a second. So the first thing I'm going to do is want to get the background all set up. So I'm trimming down a piece of textured white cardstock that came with their kit. And now I'm trying to decide how I want the photo. I'm also going through some of the little cut aparts that I printed out that are available with the kit, and just cut those all out just to see what options I have. So I'm going to create this background using this acetate piece of paper. That's by Coco Vanilla, I believe that acetate piece is, or the transparency piece, or whatever you want to call it. It has a watercolor design, and I'm going to layer strips of pattern paper going in the diagonal. Now, I don't have an eye for straight, so anytime that I do something at the diagonal, it always throws me off. So I have some beautiful coordinated colors there and patterns, and I love it. I'm going to go ahead and mount the photo on some foam. That's fun foam, actually, that I got from Michael's. It has adhesive on one side, which I really like. I'm going to add some adhesive here in just a second. So let's see. What I want to do after I discover that I've mounted the photo on foam strips, I want to, of course, mount the photo now on white cardstock. So I'm just going to leave the foam strips as they are and then go ahead and mount the photo. So all I have to do is just add some adhesive to the back of that white cardstock, and it's still elevated, so it's good to go. So I'm trying to decide how I want to position that, a little bit to the top, a little bit to the bottom, making sure that I have room for that awesome Vicky Boutine tag. So I'm going to go ahead and lay that down. We, with the kit, got a set of those tags. And I think there's like 5 designs, and you get about 4 or 5 of each of those designs, something of that nature. All right, so I'm getting all those elements in place. So now I have my font stickers all laid out on a piece of wax paper, because I wanted to make sure that I was getting the title in the direction that I need to go. And as you can see, it looks kind of wonky there at the top. I'm going to adjust that just slightly here in a few. So it says, well, it's going to say, "Girl, you are fierce," or something to that effect here in just a few. I grab a plain vanilla tag, and I want to dress that up a bit. I'm going to layer that with some of these little cut aparts here in just a second. I'm going to do some repetitive stamping. Now, in the kit, we received this little stamp set, and the images are really tiny. And if I stamp on a scrapbook page, I like using larger images, but that's okay. I made this work. So stampy, stampy, stampy all over that tag just to give it a little bit of interest, and that's a little starfish there. I'm going to clean off my stamp. I'm going to add that to the layout. I added some twine to go there to the top, and then I'm going to try to adhere that with the tails kind of tucked behind the tag. Now, that photo is of me and my little one, and we went to a local pool probably about, I'd say probably 2 years ago. And that particular day, I was feeling a tiny bit self-conscious about how I looked in a bathing suit. And then I thought to myself, what message do I want to send my daughter about self-esteem? And I'm usually one who thinks pretty highly of myself. I usually don't have any issues with self-esteem. But I had gained a lot of weight and was feeling just a little bit different in a swimming suit. And I told myself, you know what? It is hot as hell in Texas. I'm not going to cover up. I'm going to put on my bathing suit, and I'm going to go to the pool. And who cares who's looking at me? And guess what, folks? No one's paying attention to you, right? Nobody's paying attention. And I wanted to just be as positive and as self-affirming as I possibly can, not only for me, but for my little one there. And all they care about, all our little ones care about, is that we jump in the pool with them and have fun. They don't care how you look. To them, we look beautiful. We look amazing. They just love their parents, and they love their mamas for who they are. And that's all that really matters. So I put on my blue swimming suit, and I just did my thing. So that's what this layout's all about. So back to the embellishing. So to the tag, I added a little banner that says sunshine and then a little circle die cut or cut part that says today. And then I took some tile font that came with the kit, the little purple font there, to put yay. I stamped a little mermaid from the stamp set, and there she is. And so I'm going to put her right by the word fierce, down at the bottom here in just a second. Now to the left hand side, I have some more of those cut aparts, one that says so hot, and then a little arrow that says hello. And then I have a ombre arrow there at the bottom that I'm going to mount the little mermaid on. And I popped her up with a little bit of foam. Now I'm going to go ahead and flesh out the title. So it's going to say, hey girl, you are fierce. Because you know what? We all are, right? We all are. We have to think that. We have to think that, right? So I'm going to go ahead and finish out that title. I added an arrow there to the top just to bring some direction. Of course, there's an arrow right there behind the mermaid. Now here's where things go south, just slightly. So I'm going to go ahead and do all this journaling, and then I pull out some sprinkles from Doodlebugs. That's actually from my stash. And I'm thinking everything's looking good, right? So far, I'm going to sprinkle those little Doodlebug enamel dots around the page. And I really like them. You see those little stamps there underneath the journaling? Yeah, I messed that up big time. I did not want to do it. It was one of those things like, I'm just going to put it down there and see if I like it, and I didn't like it. So I went ahead and created a whole new background. So that middle part with the photo and all the embellishing, all I had to do was just pull all of that up in one unit. I trimmed down some white cardstock. I mounted that on a piece of gold, not gold, but yellow ombre pattern paper that came with the kit, which I'm glad I did this. And then I added a little strip of pattern paper at the bottom and then some small embellishing. I'm going to call that layout good. So there we go. All beautiful, wonderful summer layout, all about being fierce and being proud of who you are and setting an example. I absolutely love it. For more information about this layout and the products used, make sure you head over to the Victoria Marie blog. All the links are posted down below, and if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time.